Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be demonstrating the static characteristics of power MOSFET. We need the circuit diagram. We have used IRF 740 as a power MOSFET and we need DC power supply RPS. Okay, regulated DC power supply V1 and V2 we are having, and also we need ammeter and two voltmeters. Actually, we are doing in a module, so separate connections are not required. With the help of patch code, we are going to do the connections accordingly. Only those things we are going to do. And in the last session, we are familiar what are the static characteristics. First one is transfer characteristics and second one is output characteristics. And in case of transfer characteristics, you are going to plot ID versus VGS, where you are going to keep VDS as a constant one. Okay, then you are going to measure the threshold voltage, all those things. Here what you are going to do is, you are going to keep VDS as a constant value, say 10 volt. Then you are going to vary VGS. In parallel, you are going to measure ID. That exactly you are going to carry out. This is one set of reading. On the opposite side, we are going to keep VDS as another value, say 20 volt. When you are going to vary VGS and in parallel, you are going to measure ID. That is exactly happening over here. Regarding output or drain characteristics, both are same. Either you can call output characteristics or you can call drain characteristics. Both are fine. Here you are going to vary ID versus VDS. Okay, you are varying VDS and measuring ID, where VGS is kept constant. Okay, there are three regions which I mentioned in the last session, like cutoff region, ohmic region, and saturation region. Actually, VGS value will be kept constant. For first set, you are going to keep VGS1, that is equal to 3.2 volt. Then what you are going to do is, you are going to vary VDS. In parallel, you are going to measure ID. That exactly happening here. And also you are going to measure another set of reading like VGS2, say 3.4 volt, and you are going to vary VDS and measuring ID. Then plotting accordingly. In the transfer characteristics, you are going to calculate the transconductance GM, and in the output characteristics, you are going to calculate the output resistance R0. That is exactly happening over there. Now let us move on to the demonstration. Here we have the MOSFET and IGBT characteristic study unit. We are going to concentrate the MOSFET first. So IGBT I will be explaining later on. So MOSFET characteristics is available here. You can have drain, then gate, source, all the things are available. Okay, so we need a patch card to connect between these terminals, and we are having V2 here and V1 over here, V1 and V2. According to the circuit diagram, we are going to rig up, and we have R1 and R2. Okay, then this is actually the measuring unit. You can able to see the measuring unit. Okay, so these are the components which are required to conduct the experiment. Anyway, we are doing in a module, so it is very easy. No need to do the separate wiring, soldering, etc. are not required. Okay, separate breadboard is also not required. So this is your circuit diagram that you have to remember. See, so we have to perform the circuit connections as per the given diagram. Okay, so surplus amount of we need sufficient amount of patch card, that is mandatory. Need to see how to connect VGS, then ID, then VDS. First of all, if you understand the terminal, then 80% is done. Remaining are the connections, simple connections, as similar that of your analog electronics lab, which you have done already. Okay, now let us start doing the connections. Anyway, connection will be always starting from positive, correct? It will be directly connected to gate. Okay, and also take the necessary patch card from drain. Any terminal you can use. It must be connected to ID. Okay, this is your ID. This is your ID actually, ID. So first point of ID. Okay, now second point. The red color indicates positive, the black color indicates negative. So another point will be connected to where? R1. You can able to observe R1. We are doing as per the circuit diagram, nothing more. Okay, first of all, you have to refer the circuit diagram and note down in a separate notebook. Then you can see this video. Other terminal of R1, that will be directly connected to the positive of V1. Okay, positive of V1. That I have completed. Now let us continue the connection. The source terminal, okay, we can see the source terminal. Refer the circuit diagram first. Accordingly, you can do the connection. It should be connected to negative point of V1. Okay, source will be connected to negative point of V1. Now another terminal that should be connected to negative terminal of V2. Okay, so we have done as per the circuit diagram. So that is required for your reference. First you can do the series connection, later you can go for parallel connection. Now we are going to make out VGS. So this is your VGS. You can observe whatever I am doing, that is actually VGS. Whatever I am doing the connection, that is for VGS. Okay. See this particular portion, that is VGS, which I have done right now. So gate terminal also should be connected. Next VDS. Next you can see the VDS. Yes, connections are completed. Almost connections are completed. So this is your variable knob actually. You can see R1, R2. If you want to change R1, R2, all the things should be at minimum position. R1, R2, V1, V2, all the things should be kept at minimum position at the beginning. Later you can turn on the supply. So we require module, power for module as well as the separate metering unit. We are having separate metering unit. Okay. So I powered both. So metering has been turned on, metering unit, and also I need to turn on the module also. So these are the metering unit. Here I wanted to familiar what are the meters which are applicable for different purpose. Here you can see ID. So this gives ID. Then this particular meter that gives VGS. Then this is actually going to give VDS. So that I am directly pointing out. Fine. Next I need to turn on. Yes, you can use the particular knob to turn on. So first we are going to do the transfer characteristics. In transfer characteristics, we are going to keep VDS constant and you are going to vary VGS and measuring ID. Okay, see, I'm going to make the VDS constant. You can observe, see, 10 volt. First of all, I will be making out 10 volt. Now it is 9.25. Say 10 volt. Okay, VDS equal to 10 volt. That I have made out. Later what I am going to do? So I will be varying V2. Okay. I'm going to make the 10 volt VDS equal to 10 volt by using V2. Okay, V2 I'm going to make out. With the help of V2 only I'm going to adjust VDS equal to 10 volt. Same thing I have shown. Right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make VDS equal to 10 volt. Later on, you are going to change V1. Okay, you are going to vary VGS. Then you are going to vary VGS. Then measuring ID. So VGS you are going to vary. See, I'm going to change the VGS. Check the value of ID. Initially it won't on. Initially it won't on. It takes a certain time to on, certain voltage. It requires some threshold voltage to operate. Now you can able to see. Whenever I am applying 2.7, there is a small amount of current growth ID. See, whenever it is 2.7, there is a small growth of current, that is 0.1. Again I am going to increase. Whenever it is 3.1, that is also very slight, very less. So keep on increasing. For every cases you have to note down in the tabular column. One tabular column should be ready. So whatever the reading that is obtaining, that should be noted down in the tabular column. Same thing is happening. Yeah, now you can able to measure ID. For each and every step you are supposed to measure the ID. So once the switch is on, immediately what is the things? You can able to measure threshold voltage, all the things you can able to measure. Now the device is on actually. Now let's continue. So each and every case you are going to measure VGS and ID. Okay. Systematically you have to measure. There should not be any error. So parallelly you have to measure, which I have indicated. This is the ID, 84.7 milliampere ID. Now you can able to plot the curve. Here, in spite of taking VDS equal to minus 15, I have taken 10 volt. Doesn't matter. It should be constant. VDS should be constant. You are supposed to vary VGS and you are noting down the value of ID. That is what exactly happening here. It is not mandatory that you need to maintain 15 volt. It is not mandatory. Okay. Any constant value you can take. So in spite of that, I have taken 10 volt. That's it. Only the difference. Now the device is on actually. In fact, the device is on. Now let us set another value. We have to take two sets of reading. So I'll be setting another value. Say 20 volt. So I'm going to set 20 volt. So you have to adjust and make out 20 or 15 volt. Anything is okay. Okay, it is up to you. Here I have taken 15. Okay. Now same procedure. You have to repeat the same procedure. You need to vary the VGS. Then you have to measure ID. Okay. That process should be systematically continued. It should be systematically continued. You have to note down each and every value. Individual value you are supposed to note down. Then later on you will be getting the tabular column. See 10 volt and 15 volt. I didn't take 20. No problem. 15 is also okay. As the VGS is varying, you will be getting the reading. Okay, ID you will be getting. Here also same thing. From this you can able to plot the graph. From the graph you can able to identify which is the threshold value of voltage. Okay. Afterwards you can able to calculate GM. That means transconductance. It is a ratio of change in drain current to the change in gate source voltage, where you are going to keep VDS as a constant. So you will be getting GM. It is in terms of mho. Okay. It is reciprocal of resistance. No. So we will be taking mho in terms of mho. Once you have plotted the transfer characteristics, I'll be plotting the output characteristics. In case of output characteristics, I have to plot VDS versus ID, where VGS will be kept constant. Okay, so let us see how. So let us demonstrate how best we can able to do the second part of the experiment, that is output characteristics. So you are going to set the VDS, that is equal to 3.51. Okay, 3.5 or 3.51, whatever it may be, doesn't matter. Later what you are going to do is, you will be varying VDS. You are going to vary VDS. Okay, by varying V1, you are going to vary the VDS. Then measure ID. That's it. That is called output characteristics. Okay, anyway VGS is kept constant, that is equal to 3.51. Okay, that is constant, 3.5 or 3.51, whatever it may be. Then what you are going to do is, you are going to vary VDS, then you are going to measure the output current ID. So this process will be repeated, that's it. So everything will be done with the help of kit only, so it is much comfortable. Else you have to go for separate wiring, you have to use breadboard. Okay, breadboard or springboard you have to use. Here nothing is required. Everything is assembled in the module. See, what I am going to do is, I am going to vary VDS, then I am going to measure ID. VDS and ID will be measured in parallel, where VGS is kept constant. Here you are going to use V1. Okay. You are going to change V1 actually. V1 in the sense VDS. VDS will be varied. That's it. VDS and ID. Okay. Where VGS is kept constant. That is called the output characteristics, or you can call drain characteristics. That is merely visible. So every time you have to note down whatever the reading you are getting, you need to note down in parallel. So that's what exactly happening here. The process should be repeated. Same thing I am performing, varying VDS and noting down ID. Now you have to go for other value of VGS. So let us say VGS can be kept some another value and complete another table. Anyway, we require two sets of reading. Okay. So you can set the VGS value in another value, another manner, another constant value. Then same procedure, vary VDS and measure ID. It is quite simple, but the value should be precise. Okay, you should maintain the accuracy. I hope you are getting the procedure how to make out. Okay. You can take any value of VGS, but it should be constant. Say 3.6, 3.55, 3.5 they have taken. You can take 2.5, 2.6, 2.7. That's also okay. Okay, fine. This is the way how to make out. This characteristics is also known as output characteristics. Either drain characteristics or you can call output characteristics. Both can be called. Okay. See, after the pinch, after this particular point, okay, after pinch off, it will be constant. The drain current will be constant. See, they have taken as VGS equal to 3 volt. It's a constant. Then varying VDS and measuring ID. Okay, this is a tabular column. So VGS, that is VGS2, another value, constant, 3.2 volt. Then vary VDS and measuring ID. Same thing we have done. Based on that, you need to plot the graph. Okay, so take a particular graph paper and you can able to plot. From this, you can able to calculate output resistance R naught. So by taking the slope, how to calculate slope? Y-axis by x-axis. That means delta VDS by delta ID. Then you will be getting the slope. So these are the calculation part which I already explained. Okay, transconductance and output resistance can be calculated. Okay, from the graph need to be plotted first. Let's conclude the session. In this video, I have discussed how to make the static characteristics of power MOSFET, how to do the practical demonstration on static characteristics of power MOSFET. And there are two types of characteristics, and the circuit diagram I already explained. So based on that, I need to plot transfer characteristics as well as output characteristics. And this is the transfer characteristics table. You have to mention all the values. Okay, VDS will be keeping constant and varying VGS and measuring ID. Thereafter graph will be plotted. Afterwards we'll be plotting output or drain characteristics. Here also similar kind of procedure. VGS will be kept constant. You are varying VD and measuring VDS and measuring ID. Okay, from transfer characteristics, you will be calculating the transconductance. Delta VGS by delta ID will be calculated. So from output characteristics, you will be calculating the output resistance R naught, that is equal to delta VDS by delta ID. Clear? So this is the thing which we have demonstrated. Okay, so demonstration is also explained. Finally, thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know if you are having any queries.